I'm Ramachandra Guha. I'm a historian living in Bangalore in South India, and I'm the author of Rebels Against the Raj, Western Fighters for India's Freedom, a book that is the winner of the 2023 Elizabeth Longford Prize for Historical Biography. I've always been interested in eccentric foreigners who make their homes in lands far removed from their own. It's a group biography. It's not about one person, it's about 7 people. One was Irish, 2 American, and 4 English. And they span a century of Indian history. It's about the encounters with Indian culture and civilization, their identification with the Indian freedom struggle. So I've always been interested in boundary crossers, those who transcend the confines of nationality, race, gender, in which most of us are trapped. Though it's a very human story, it's about 7 individuals, but I think it has this larger lesson about extraordinary individuals who can overcome their prejudices and come out of the confines into which they were born and reared. It's a book, I hope, that doesn't have one simple message. It has multiple messages, and it's above all I hope an informative story about 7 remarkable individuals who did brave, unusual, courageous, sometimes reckless and foolish things. So, the British Empire, had, of course, an exploitative side. The British colonized India, they dominated Indians militarily, they disarmed Indians, they didn't allow them participation in politics. But there were some British people and Western people who were ambivalent about this, who were aghast at what their countrymen were doing. It's about human beings who can have an empathy for those less fortunate and less privileged than themselves. Too many biographies focus only on that one subject. So you're writing about, shall we say, Obama, and it's only about Obama, at most Michelle Obama. But about Obama's friends, about his rivals, about his past loves, about his adversaries. A good biography has to have many characters, not just one. One may be the central character. And it has to be about the times and the context, the social and cultural and political history of the time. For the first time, I was writing about women. And it was also a group biography. So to illuminate a society not through one hugely charismatic individual, but through 7 or 8, kind of intermediate figures who are forgotten, half forgotten. But by retelling their lives, you can, bring to light an entire epoch. I'm truly delighted to win the Elizabeth Longford Prize for several reasons. One is that it's always nice to be rewarded for your work. A second is that it's a very distinguished jury. A third is that it's a very distinguished cast of previous winners whom I've admired, whose books I've read, whose books I've learned from. Often I've stimulated, provoked. Sometimes I've disagreed with what they've said, but it is all part of the intellectual conversation. So it's a very illustrious group of predecessors, and I'm truly honored to be now part of this. Finally, I'd say I'm particularly pleased because I'm in my 60s. I've been a historian for more than 4 decades, and I believe that the British historical biography is an art that the British have perfected better than other cultures. When it comes to life studies, to biographical portraits, no culture has produced so many wonderful exponents of the art as the British. It's particularly nice for that reason. Yeah.